You're being watched. Not by cameras, not by governments, by everyone around you, every word you say, every reaction you show, every complaint you make. They're filing it away, building a profile, finding your buttons, locating your weaknesses. And you're helping them. Machiavelli warned us 500 years ago. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. If you show the world everything, you leave yourself with nothing. No mystery, no defense, no leverage. Stay with me, because I'm about to show you the 9 behaviors that strip you of power in public. Some of these you do every day. Some of these you think are virtues. They're not. They're submission signals. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to close the leaks. Most people destroy their own reputation, not because they're bad. Because they're loose. They leak. Emotions, plans, insecurities, fears. Like a ship with holes in the hull, slowly sinking while they wonder why the water keeps rising. Let me show you what this looks like. You're at dinner with friends. Someone asks how work is going. You say, honestly, terrible. My boss is an idiot. The clients are impossible. I'm thinking about quitting, but I don't know if I can afford it. And everyone nods. They make sympathetic sounds. But here's what just happened in their heads. Weak, unstable, a void. You thought you were bonding. You were actually bleeding. Machiavelli watched this in Renaissance Florence. Brilliant men, talented, capable, destroyed. Not by enemies, by their own mouths. They revealed too much, trusted too easily, performed their pain in public like theater, and the predators circled. Because here's the truth nobody tells you. The world is not a therapy session. It's a hierarchy. And every time you open your mouth without strategy, you're telling people exactly where you rank. Low. So let's fix that. These are the 9 things you must never do in public if you want power, respect, and safety. Some will feel counterintuitive. Some will feel cold. But remember this. A fortress with open gates is just a ruin. Let's close the gates. Never number 1. Never reveal your next move. The greatest drug in the modern world isn't chemical, it's validation. And the quickest hit? Announcing your plans before you execute them. I'm starting a business. I'm going to the gym 5 days a week. I'm leaving him. You say it. You feel the rush, the dopamine hit of accomplishment, without doing the work. But here's what you just did. You gave your enemies the map. Machiavelli knew this. Never tell anyone your intentions. They will prepare defenses you cannot break. The moment you speak a goal into existence, 2 things happen. First, you dissipate the energy required to achieve it. Your brain feels satisfied. It thinks the goal is done. So your motivation drops. Psychologists call this social reality. The more you talk about doing something, the less likely you are to do it. Second, you alert the competition, your coworker who wanted that promotion. Now they know you're going for it too. Your friend who's jealous of your relationship. Now they know it's shaky. Your family who depends on your dysfunction. Now they know you're trying to leave, and they will sabotage you. Not always consciously. Sometimes just by planting doubt. Are you sure you're ready for that? Starting a business is risky. Most fail. You always say you're going to change. These aren't concerns. They're attacks, dressed as care. Here's what power looks like. You disappear for 6 months. No updates, no posts, no explanations. Then you return. New body, new business, new life, no announcements. No, watch this space. Just results. That's terrifying, because it means you don't need permission. You don't need applause. You just move. A lion doesn't roar before it hunts. It roars after the kill. Keep your mouth shut. Let your results be the noise. And if people ask what you're working on, smile. A few things. I'll let you know when it's done. Then change the subject. Watch how uncomfortable they get. That discomfort is your leverage. Never. Number 2. Never complain about your problems. I'm so tired. My boss is an idiot. The economy is rigged. Listen closely. Nobody cares. And the ones who pretend to care? They're happy you're suffering because it makes them feel better about their own mediocrity. When you complain in public, you do 2 things. First, you admit you've lost control. You're a victim, a leaf blowing in the wind. Leaders don't complain. They change the situation, or they endure it. There's no third option. Second, you become an energy vampire. People may nod. They may say, I'm sorry, but subconsciously, they're marking you. Low status. Machiavelli observed this. People are repelled by misery. They are drawn to strength. If you walk around wearing your problems like a heavy coat, don't be surprised when people cross the street. Now here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying suppress your emotions until you explode. I'm saying choose your counsel. Vent to a therapist. Vent to a mentor. Vent to one trusted friend in private. But to the world, you have it together. Even if your life is burning down, your public face is cool. Calm. Collected. The Italians have a word for this. Sprezzatura. Studied carelessness. The art of making the difficult look easy. If you're suffering, suffer with dignity. There's a profound respect given to the person who carries a heavy load without buckling, without screaming. Here's your new response when someone asks, "How are things?" Smile. Moving forward, then ask about them. That's it. You just flipped the dynamic. Now they're doing the talking, and you're doing the observing. Never. Number 3. Never lose your temper. Anger is an emotion. Aggression is a tool. There's a difference. When you lose your temper in public, screaming at a waiter, snapping at your partner, road rage, you're not showing strength. You're showing you're controllable. If a stranger can hijack your nervous system just by cutting you off in traffic, you're not free. You're a slave. Machiavelli advised, a prince should be feared, yes, but never hated. And nothing generates contempt faster than lack of emotional regulation. A man who cannot control himself cannot control a kingdom. When you explode, you reveal your triggers. You show the world exactly where your buttons are. Smart enemies file that away. They use it to destroy you later. They know exactly what to say to make you look unhinged, irrational, dangerous. But here's the weapon you're not using. Silence. Silence is always more intimidating than screaming. Imagine 2 scenarios. Scenario A, a boss who screams when angry, red face, veins popping, voice cracking. Scenario B, a boss who goes deadly quiet, stares, speaks in a whisper. Which one terrifies you more? The screamer is a clown. The quiet one is a predator. Cultivate the icy stare. Cultivate the pause. When you feel rage rising in your chest, that's the exact moment to freeze. Don't speak. Don't act. Let the other person sit in the awkwardness of your silence. They expect a fight. When you deny them the fight, they're left fighting themselves. They look foolish. You look untouchable. Here's a real example. A colleague publicly accuses you of missing a deadline in a meeting. Old, you would have jumped in. Actually, I sent it Tuesday. Check your email. New you. You stare. 5 seconds of silence. Then, calm as ice. Let's review the timeline after this meeting. The room shifts. They feel the temperature drop. Your colleague just lost the room. You didn't, because you controlled your nervous system. Master your emotions, or the world will master them for you. Never, number 4, never apologize when it isn't necessary. Sorry to bother you. I'm sorry, but I think, sorry, I'm late. Stop. We live in a culture of apology. We apologize for taking up space, for having opinions, for existing. An apology is an admission of guilt. It's a submission signal. When you apologize for things that aren't your fault, you're lowering your status. You're saying, I'm beneath you. Please forgive me for being here. Machiavelli knew a leader must appear infallible. You're human. You'll make mistakes, but reserve your apologies for when you've truly wronged someone. Here's the shift. Instead of, sorry, I'm late, say, thank you for waiting. Instead of, sorry to disagree, say, I see it differently. Feel the difference. The first is a plea for forgiveness. The second is a statement of reality. Over-apologizing makes you look weak, unsure, insecure. It invites predation. People start to feel they can blame you for anything. Because you're so ready to accept blame. Save your apologies. When you've broken a promise or caused harm, apologize once. Sincerely. Then fix it. Never repeat it. But for day-to-day friction, stand your ground. Occupy your space. You don't need permission to exist. Never, number 5, never reveal your financial situation. Money is the most sensitive nerve in the human body. If you show you're poor, the world treats you with pity or invisibility. Poverty, in Machiavellian terms, is a sin. It implies lack of capability, lack of favor. People distance themselves from failure. They fear it's contagious. If you show you're rich, you invite envy. And envy is the most dangerous emotion of all. It's the emotion that makes a friend hold a knife behind their back. When you flash your wealth, the watches, the cars, the receipts, you're not impressing people. You're humiliating them. You're reminding them of what they don't have. And eventually, they'll hate you for it. They'll try to take it. Through theft, lawsuits, social destruction. True wealth whispers. It's in the quality of the fabric, not the size of the logo. Keep your finances a black box. Let them guess. If you're struggling, look clean, sharp, organized. Don't look poor. Look like you're in a tactical retreat. If you're winning, look comfortable. Don't look like a lottery winner. The goal is financial ambiguity. You want people to assume you're doing well, but never know exactly how well. This protects you from 2 groups: the parasites who want a loan, the predators who want your spot. Your bank account is a weapon. Keep it holstered until you need to use it. Never, number 6, never gossip or talk badly about others. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Gossip is the currency of the weak. It's a bonding mechanism for people who have nothing of value to offer. When you gossip, you think you're building connection. You're actually destroying your reputation. Think about it. Someone comes to you, spills secrets about a mutual friend. What's your immediate thought? If they're talking to me about them, they'll talk to them about me. You immediately distrust the gossiper. Machiavelli warned, a prince must avoid being despised. Being a busybody makes you despised. It makes you look petty, bored, malicious. Furthermore, information is power. When you gossip, you're giving away information for free. You're leaking leverage. A strategic mind listens to gossip, but never contributes. Be the black hole of information. Let people tell you everything. Nod. Listen. Gather data. Then say nothing. This makes you terrifyingly powerful. People know you know their secrets, but they don't know if you've told anyone. That uncertainty gives you control. Never speak ill of your enemies in public. It makes you look obsessed, bitter. If you must destroy an enemy, do it through action, not words. So silently they don't even know it was you. To speak bad words shows they've hurt you. To speak nothing shows they're beneath your notice. Never number 7. Never explain your philosophy. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. When we discover something, a new diet, a philosophy, stoicism, Machiavellianism, we want to preach. We want to convert everyone. Don't. First, it's annoying. Nobody wants a lecture. Second, it makes you a hypocrite. The moment you announce your moral code, I never lie. I wake up at 5 a.m. I'm vegan. The world watches you like a hawk, waiting for you to slip. And you will slip. When you do, they'll point. They'll laugh. Fraud. By verbalizing your standards, you create a trap for yourself. You give people a yardstick to beat you with. Machiavelli advised, appear religious, faithful, humane, but be flexible in reality. If you announce your code, you lose flexibility. Live your philosophy. Embody it. Let people ask, why are you so calm? Why are you so disciplined? Then give them a glimpse. Your actions should be so loud your words are unnecessary. The strongest argument for your way of life is your life itself, not your explanation of it. Never number 8. Never seek approval or validation. This is the root of all the other sins, the deep, gnawing hunger to be told, good boy, good girl. We're trained from childhood to seek approval, from parents, teachers, bosses, gods. We perform tricks for treats. But if you want to be sovereign, you must kill this instinct. When you seek approval in public, fishing for compliments, checking if people laugh at your jokes, changing your opinion to match the group, you're handing over your leash. You're saying, my self-worth is in your hands. Please be gentle. Machiavelli knew the prince must be self-contained. He listens to advisors, but the final decision is his alone. He doesn't look to the court for permission. When you stop trying to impress people, something strange happens. They start trying to impress you. Validation is a dynamic. The person seeking validation is low status. The person judging is high status. When you ask for approval, you assign yourself the lower rank. Permanently. The only validation that matters is the reflection in the mirror. Did you stick to your code? Did you execute your plan? Did you control your mind? If yes, the applause of the crowd is irrelevant. If no, the applause of the crowd is a lie. Become immune to praise and criticism alike. They're two sides of the same coin. Manipulation. If you can be lifted by a compliment, you can be destroyed by an insult. Reject both. Number 9. Never reveal your vulnerability or shadow. Modern psychology tells you to be vulnerable. Share your trauma. Cry in public. They call it bravery. Machiavelli would call it suicide. There's a time and place for vulnerability. In the private sanctuary of your home, with people who've earned the right to see your soul. Not on social media, not in the boardroom, not on a first date. The world is not a therapy session. It's a hierarchy. When you bleed in the water, sharks don't feel empathy. They feel hunger. If you reveal your deepest insecurities, your past traumas, your darkest fears, to the public, You're handing them the blueprint to dismantle you. I have abandonment issues. I'm insecure about my intelligence. You think you're bonding. The Machiavellian observer hears, if I want to control him, threaten to leave. If I want to hurt her, make her feel stupid. You must integrate your shadow. Yes, you must face your demons. Yes, but you do this in the dark, in the forge of your own spirit. When you step into the light, you wear the armor. This isn't about being fake, it's about being protected. The king doesn't walk among peasants naked. He wears the crown, the cloak, not because he's better, because he represents order. If you want to lead, if you want respect, you must appear whole. You cannot lead others out of the storm if you're drowning in your own puddle. Keep your wounds covered until they become scars. Then show the scar as a lesson, not the wound as a plea for help. If you stop doing these 9 things, you'll feel a vacuum form around you. You'll speak less, complain less, explain less. At first, people will ask, is everything okay? You're so quiet. They'll prod, they'll provoke. They want the old you back. The reactive, insecure, easy to read you. Because that version was easy to control. Hold the line. In that silence, you're building gravity. You're becoming a black hole of power. By removing these behaviors, you remove the handles the world uses to grab you. You become smooth, untouchable. You begin to observe more, because you're not busy performing. You finally see. You see the strings on everyone else, their insecurities, their lies, their desperate need for approval. And once you see the game, you can no longer be played by it. Machiavelli didn't teach these things to make you evil. He taught them to make you effective. He wanted you to survive the court of snakes. The world is noisy. Everyone's screaming, look at me, validate me, pity me. Be the one who stands still. Be the one who watches. Be the one who keeps their cards close. But here's the dangerous realization. Once you seal the leaks in your public persona, once you stop giving the world access to your mind, you're left alone with your thoughts. And for most people, that's terrifying. Because when the noise stops, the internal voices start. You've learned to shield yourself from the outside world. But how do you shield yourself from the enemy within? How do you rule the kingdom of your own mind when the gates are closed and it's just you in the throne room? That's the true battle. And that's what we explore next. If you understand these 9 principles, if you're ready to close the gates and build the fortress, comment "fortress" below. Let's build a community of people who move in silence and let their results speak. Next video, how to master the inner game, how to rule your own mind when nobody's watching. A fortress is useless if the king is mad. Subscribe. See you there.